Listen, tonight is crazy, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't know what was going on with my internet, but things seem to be better now. Woo! It's Friday night. Okay, listen, thank y'all for being there. Thank y'all for hanging in there while I got the internet together. It seems like it's together now. We're gonna try to get through this Friday night trending topics, y'all. Listen. The internet need to stop. I paid my bill. I promise y'all I did. Okay, come on now, Roy. We're here, boo. We're here. Okay. Roy, do me a favor. Drop your info in the chat. As y'all know, I may not know, Roy and I, blame it on the beehive. Blame it on the beehive, honey. They mad I'm about to talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce, but it ain't that deep. The designer spoke first, and we just doing trending topics, okay? Just as a side note, Roy and I cover reality shows. We usually do it Monday, Tuesday, and sometimes Wednesday, depending upon what we have to cover. Join us on Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, and we're recapping Married to Medicine. And honey, Dr. Jackie's a piece of work, but I ain't here for that today. There go Roy's link is in the chat. Please, if you're not a subscriber to his channel, because we stream on both channels when we do our recap, go over there and subscribe. Shout out to my mods that are in the building. Roy is one, in my opinion is one, Savannah's one, and Julius is one. Do the diva a favor. Hit that like button, okay? Oh my God. Much love. Much love, okay? I appreciate you, girlfriend. Much love, okay? Thank you. In my opinion, thank you, mods, okay? Not you watch 354 of my shows, girlfriend. I love you, okay? Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So listen, guys, we're here for trending topics, okay? It's Friday night. It's December the 5th. We are 20 days out from the holidays, okay? 20 days out from the holidays. And listen, people, the title, which I often do this title, is called Family Matters. Family Matters. Let me tell you something. I'm going to show you the interview. We did an update last night on the Ramika Blackman story. Finally, that other chick got arrested, honey, and she's 7 weeks pregnant in the jail. She tried to get the judge to set her free because she's pregnant. No, boo-boo, we'll send your prescription prenatal vitamins right to the jail because that's what you asked for. That's what you wanted. You play stupid games and now you got a stupid prize. Oh, well, that is your business, not ours. Okay, but we will send you the prenatal vitamins to the hospital. Well, the baby daddy spoke out last night and said a bunch of nothing. He said the court, it was all lies. I can't tell nothing right now, but the truth will come out soon. No, the truth will come out when you behind bars too, sir. But we'll just give you that small update. He ain't even on the docket tonight, but we'll show you his little 2-second interview where he said a bunch of nothing, okay? Then we got this Jay-Z elevator situation. It happened over a decade ago because it was 2014 and this is 2025, where Jay-Z was in the elevator, Met Gala, with his wife, Beyonce, and sister-in-law, okay, Solange. Shout out to the sisters, and that's why the title is called Family Matters. If my sister's in pain, I'm in pain. If you cheating on my sister, then you cheating on me. Solange handled business in that elevator. And then when the elevator doors open, boop, everybody was back in formation, in a line, like nothing happened. Until somebody released the elevator footage, and then we had to get into business. Well, now designer is telling us that, yes, it was about Rachel Roy. Come on, Sister Soldier. He said it was about Rachel Roy. He said that Jay-Z complimented her on her gown that she had on that night. And Solange didn't like it. And she got the tossing up with her brother-in-law in the elevator. Now, I got to ask you a question. Is it okay for your husband, your significant other, to be walking up to some other chick talking about, you look good? Is that okay? Well, that's what we're here to talk about tonight is trending topics, okay? Then we got this mansion scandal. I need people to not be so trusting. You know, you meet these people online. Okay, fine. If the online is the new way to meet people, I will meet you at the Starbucks in the public place, okay? In the Starbucks near my house or in my neighborhood where the people know me. And I'm going to get there earlier than you. And I'm going to tell the barista, the manager, I'm going to tell all the people, listen, I'm about to meet somebody here. We about to have some lattes or whatever. If I give you a certain signal, you know I'm not good, call 911. But no, I'm not meeting you at no mansion and I just met you. No, we ain't doing that. He lured people allegedly to a mansion and he violated them. Stop being so trusting of people you just meet, and especially just because you see some flashiness online. I don't give a darn. Save yourself. We're going to talk about it. And then every now and then we got to talk about this darn Brian McKnight. He's disgraceful. So Brian McKnight's biological son by his first wife unfortunately succumbed to cancer, lost his life. On his dying bed, all he wanted was his father to say, I love you. And apparently, according to Niko's older brother, his father would not tell his son, Niko, and the older brother's little brother, that he loved him on his dying deathbed. And so his ex-wife, Julie McKnight, comes out and she blasts Brian McKnight, pretty much saying he's evil. Listen, we throw the word around love all the time. I love those shoes. I love that jacket. I love that car. You legit on his deathbed can't tell him that you love him? Piece of trash. Straight trash. And we're going to talk about it. Listen, guys, y'all know what time it is, okay? It's time for me to bring the people on in the building. So I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Friday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called Family Matters. We got the Jay-Z elevator truth revealed. We got a mansion scandal, and we got Brian McKnight backlash. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hold on one second. Hey, Julius. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button for the D.
Thank you. And listen, people, y'all know the routine. I haven't said it in a long time, but catch the train, don't catch feelings. I don't know these people. It's a story that I'm just here to tell so we can have a discussion, okay? No harm, no foul, but please do me a favor. Catch the train. Don't catch feelings. Now, let me go ahead and start with this this interview that father did. This father legit needs to be locked up just like his other baby mama that's still alive. Let's take a listen.
Father at the center of a fatal confrontation.
Carlos Smith shared children with two women, and now one of them is charged with murdering the other.
Tia Ewing has been following the story from the very beginning, and she has the latest.
A lot of details came out in court today for the hearing of Quadasia Johnson, including the fact that this was the first time when the shooting unfolded that she allegedly laid eyes on Romika Blackman. We know that she and Romika Blackman, they both have children by the same man. And for the very first time, we are hearing from Carlos Smith. He was the man on the scene when this tragic shooting unfolded. So a lot of information came out in court today. Witnesses saying what they saw, but you were there. What's your reaction to what you heard came out in court today?
When I heard it, I'm just looking, you know, it was unbelievable, but I was there. And I know for a fact, none of that happened, how they just explained it. But my truth will get out here, and I hope everybody understand. That's really it. I can't even say too much right now. You know, because it's just gonna feel like I'm going against them, they going against me, we just going back and forth. But the truth is gonna come out.
Well, let's walk through this. So on September 8th, investigators say Johnson and the father of her child were near his home. They drove Johnson to 20 West Cermak, where her car was parked. They placed their 6-month-old into Johnson's car in the back seat. Around the same time, Blackman had just dropped off her son at a nearby school and drove back to the area where Johnson and the father were. Witnesses told police the women argued. They reported the father pushing Johnson away and Blackman standing with her arms crossed. They say he then slammed a car door on Blackman and also put her in a chokehold. Prosecutors say Johnson broke free, and that is when, or I should say Blackman broke free, and that is when Blackman was shot once, and then that's when they say Johnson paused, then fired 2 more times. Police recovered 3 9mm casings there at that scene. Johnson legally owned the gun and claimed self-defense. Prosecutors say Blackman was unarmed. Her son turned 7 days after the shooting and is still asking to this very day, where is his mother?
Carlos may be hurt for the rest of his life, but we make sure he see rainbows in his clouds. Amen. Okay? Nothing will ever change about that. There is nothing he needs that we cannot provide. He is perfectly well. He is happy. He is thriving. Yeah. And even when he feels his lowest, we pull him out of it together like we do with each other. Yeah. He is a superstar like his mom, and he's going to show her better than he can tell her.
As for Smith, he says he has not seen his son since the shooting unfolded, the son that he has with Romika Blackman. We did learn today that Quadasia Johnson is 7 weeks pregnant. She did ask for leniency from the court, hoping that she would be able to attend her trial going back and forth from home. We do know the judge did not allow that. As for her, she will be back in a courtroom come December 23rd. From the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood, Tia Ewing, Fox Chicago.
So in that interview, he never said condolences to the baby mother that is gone and to his son that is now missing a mother. He just talking about the truth gonna come out. He could go sit down somewhere as far as I'm concerned. Julius, your thoughts?
I'll say again, like I said last night, him and the cockroach set that up. And he wants to say, when people are guilty, they always say, my truth will prevail. My truth will come out. Yada, yada, yada. Karma is best served cold. The cockroach didn't need to be there. But y'all wanted to make a scene. And now your son doesn't have his mother. Because of you and that cockroach of a woman. Both of you are trash. Both of you are gutter low. And I hope as soon as she's clinked up, you get clinked out too and is passed around for a carton of cigarettes in the jail. I said it.
I appreciate you. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, this story, it just gets more... It's so sad that this 7-year-old is not he's not the focus of attention of of the father. He's more about saving his own tail than his son. The psychological trauma that this little boy is going to have to go through now for the rest of his life, not having his mother there, and the circumstances that happened to her unaliving in front of his school. Nonetheless, I don't know what these two think that how they can get special treatment, being let go, and reporting back because you're pregnant. And now this child, you're probably going to have to hand this baby over to the system or to a family member to raise them, because this father is going to go on and live his life if with another woman. If he doesn't come up on charges, which I think there should be charges on him, and he should also be in jail, arrested with a high bond, just like like his girlfriend was. This is just, I don't know where humans don't take accountability for their poor choices, but if it means that you need to go to jail and not come out for a while and pay for the damage that you have done to a family, a community, I just don't understand these folks here. And it's on video. People videotaped, and this mother saw her child, her daughter, laying on concrete unalived. I don't understand how they have no empathy for that mother who lost, for the son who lost his mother, and for the mother who lost her child. I don't get it. These two are a piece of work, and they both deserve to be locked up.
Yeah, I agree with you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Both of them is trash. We could throw them in the dumpster and set it on fire. I don't have no sympathy for neither one of them. He ain't say nothing to me. He come talking about the truth gonna come out. The truth already coming out.
That part.
And the truth is, if it was self-defense, you wouldn't have had to pow her 3 times. You wouldn't have had to stop after the first time, think about it, and then hit her 2 more times. That was overkill. I want all of them to get upgraded to capital murder.
I appreciate you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yes. This is ridiculous. This is pathetic. I feel sorry for her son. Definitely feel sorry for the mom. But I feel more sorry for the son because he got to look at this. My dad is the reason why my mom is not here. So there's going to be a lot of impact on this child. And if they don't give him some type of therapy, then going to school, I don't know if they're taking him out that school or not, but that would be playing on my head, in my mind every day. Like my mom got unalive right there. You know, walking by seeing this. This child. Oh my God, he's gonna need a lot of therapy. He's gonna need a lot of therapy. Yes, he's young, and for still to be asking why his mom ain't came home, this is sick. This man, this not a man. This is an imbecile. No man would put their child or the mother of his child in that type of situation, because how can you love that child when you did the mom this way? He don't need to have his parental rights need to be stripped. He don't even need to have no type of involvement with that child because he's toxic. And if anybody to do something like that, we don't know what he would do with this child. You played his mom, you played this other lady, which was a fool, because he made a fool out of you too. He made a complete fool out of you. He set you up to take the ball. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew his. You're not finna tell me there's nothing he put in his dumb girl head to get her to come up there to do this mess. Simply because the reason is, why was you at the school anyway? You drove up to the school. This man walked to the school. So what you there for? That's not your child. I guarantee you, he probably was still messing with both women or making her think that he was messing with this woman. Because why would you come up there to see what's going on by him going to see his child at school? This is crazy. And she deserves everything that she gets because she don't have any brains. She got Mario coins in her head and not brain cells. And now they're going to be knocked out in that jail cell. And I feel sorry for your baby because now look what type of parents that your kid is going to have to look at. This is sick on so many levels, and it don't make no sense for these women to be out here fighting over these crazy tail men when there's more men out there than that. I mean, get real. If he after this one, he telling you this about that, he wasn't even over. He wasn't even over with the first girlfriend because he was over her. You would have had this hostility towards her, and then you try to lay groundwork of saying that you putting out restraining orders. Ain't nobody falling for that bull crap. You knew exactly what he set you up to do, and you fell for it. And now you locked up. He's out. Gonna be messing around with somebody else. I don't know what woman would mess around with him, but you got some crazies out there would do it. He's gonna be out doing what he wants to do. The other one is gone because she can't come back, and majority, you're not even coming out. So I hope you like what you got because, baby girl, you got a sucker, and you was a sucker. So both of y'all, it just ridiculous. I just can't even explain how you stupid you could be. Stupid. And I said before, if you was in any kind of danger, you should have stayed your tail in your car. You knew exactly what you was doing. You went up there to do this, and you getting what you deserve. And no, the judge shouldn't have no pity on you. You hand bumping somebody. Girl, please. You exactly where you need to be. That's all I got.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, this woman had the gall and audacity to ask the judge for lenience while she was pregnant so she can go in and out for, during the trial. I feel sorry for the unborn child because, first of all, this child deserves a mother, which she's not. This child doesn't need to grow up in the shadow of a jailbird. He doesn't even need to know that this woman exists. She took away a mother of a child that's not going to know. And it's hurt the rest of his life. This child she has, because obviously she's going to have it. As soon as it come out of the womb, she don't even need to hold it. She don't need to touch it. They need to have a warm and loving family for that child. Because that child doesn't need to be tarnished with this. That's it.
I appreciate you. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll right into our next story. And our next story is the whole Jay-Z situation where, back in 2014, it was an elevator situation with him and Solange. And, after I read the story and I go around to y'all, the question is really, do you get in the business of your sister and her husband? And is it okay if a spouse is complimenting other women while y'all are out together? The truth behind Jay-Z and Solange Knowles' infamous elevator fight, according to eyewitnesses. The truth behind Jay-Z and sister-in-law Solange Knowles' infamous elevator fight has been revealed. Fashion designer Oscar G. Lopez, who made Rachel Roy's 2014 Met Gala gown, claims Jay-Z complimented Roy's dress at the event, which upset wife Beyonce Knowles' sister. Let's take a look. That's her she up in his face. Oh my gosh. She went ham. And Beyonce just standing there, she kicking him. Oh my gosh. Come on, Solange. Join my family. She ain't playing no games. She lifted her foot. She kicked him. He just trying to stop her. Beyonce finally gets in between them. As they going out, she's still trying to bash him up. So I think that Jay-Z complimented Roy about the gown, and Beyonce's sister felt that was not proper. So it's kind of drama there. Lopez 54 told the Daily Mail on Thursday. That's them after they came out. They just act like all was well. Everything was good in the hood, okay, as they got out the elevator. That's the designer telling the business, okay? So surveillance footage from the inside an elevator at New York City Standard Hotel, which showed Solange lounging at, swinging at, and kicking Jay-Z following an after party at the Boom Boom Room, leaked and immediately went viral. Page 6 previously reported that Solange was drunk and had gotten into an argument with Roy upon arriving at the hotel, though our sources did not say what the disagreement might have been about. The ordeal dominated headlines at the time, which put more eyeballs on the black lace dress Lopez had designed for Roy. And that's the dress right there that apparently, Jay-Z, got a little, little heated up about or whatever. The dress was all over the news. That was so funny, he recalled, arguing that any press is good press. Lopez described Roy, who has long been rumored to have been Jay-Z's mistress, as a sweetheart. He shared that she ran late to the annual gala that year and actually missed the red carpet, so she couldn't take pictures. Therefore, his design didn't get much attention until fists started flying later that night. Regarding speculation that Jay-Z had an affair with Roy, Lopez dismissed it as silly. Remember that Rachel Roy was married to Damon Dash, who used to work together with Jay-Z, he said. Roy interned at Rockaware, the fashion label started by Jay-Z and Dash, before working her way up to creative director of the Woman in Children's lines. Jay-Z 56, Beyonce 44 have both alluded to his past diligence to their music. And while the woman's identity had never been confirmed, Roy 51 did herself no favors when she made a cheeky reference to the scandal in a poorly timed Instagram post. Again, that's the designer right there. That's them there. In 2016, Beyonce referred to her husband mistress as Becky with the good hair in her song Sorry. Within hours of its release, Roy captioned their uploading part, "Good hair, don't care." Messy books. She later insisted her message had been misunderstood. The following year, Jay-Z confessed in his song Family Feud to cheating on Beyonce with Becky and asked her to leave him alone. As for Jay-Z and Solange, they released a joint statement shortly after the altercation saying they had apologized to each other and moved forward as a united family. Woo, child. Julius, your thoughts?
Well, Solange didn't play. I mean,
her sister.
She went ham. And she's like, and I remember her statement afterwards. She was like, "This was like yesteryears ago." It was like a couple of months later it came out. It was so funny. But little did we know, Beyonce was coming out with an album, letting it all out. She came out with that Lemonade. And the famous song, Becky with the good hair. Ooh, I mean, I don't know the lady that they're speaking of, but like they say, affairs happen in the workplace all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me. If we know Jay-Z the dog anyway.
Do you think it's appropriate in general for a man to be complimenting another woman about her outfit and they're married?
Only if the wife is okay with it. If you have a wife and you're with her, and if she gives you the okay, because she gives a compliment as well, I don't see the issue. But if you just compliment her and your wife, and your wife doesn't like it, that's a problem.
Okay, got you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I really feel like we need to hear this story. I already knew what it was. The songs told it all. Becky with the good hair, and then she came out with good hair don't care. And then he come out with a song, say he cheated. Y'all already telling the business. She fine with it, I'm fine with it. And as far as complimenting somebody, there's a right way and a wrong way to approach anybody. You better not disrespect me in the streets, because I'm going to disrespect you in the streets.
Well, there you have it. Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now and just in general, Beyonce and Jay-Z may be something different, but just in casual, oh wow, she look nice. I mean, your mate. I mean, are you that insecure I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, obviously, if some guys like just like drooling or something like that, but seem to me, you should be kind of like, if he said that in public, oh wow, she looks nice. Because probably in private or when he's with the fellas, he probably says the same thing. Oh wow, she looks nice. So what's wrong with the compliment? This vice versa. If she was to compliment a guy, oh damn, he got some good muscles. So what's wrong with that? Just because you ain't got them. And as far as Solange, I think she's a little bit overprotected because she's gonna run up on the wrong person. Because I saw a clip where Beyonce, whatever they were, and some lady that said something was talking to Beyonce, whatever, and she was looking down the lady's throat like the lady was gonna do something. And Jay-Z could have hurt her. She was no match for that man. That wasn't impressive that she did that. Because if he had fought back and beat the slop out of her, they've been saying, don't put your hands on the woman. So that wasn't impressive. She's going to run up on the wrong person now. That's it.
All right, Katrina, your thoughts?
All I can say is Solange stopped by Church's Chicken and got a 2-piece and a combo. The thing with that, the compliment is not of what he said. It's about who he said it to. I already know that you had an affair with this woman, or so they say in the streets, and then you compliment her right when I'm sitting there. Now that's a total disrespect. And if my sister can't handle it, I can handle it for her. And the thing of it is, they did do it in the elevator. The elevator was recorded. One you supposed to be showed. I think that person got fired because she sold the tape or whatever. But you disrespect my sister. My sister standing up there trying to be the woman, trying to be the upstanding person that everybody thinks that she is. And so, no, she's not going to handle it. I'm going to handle it for her. And as you've seen, she didn't step in until Solange started kicking. Because she was standing right there letting Jay-Z get all them hits. Obviously, she felt bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Her feelings was hurt. Come on, she was sitting up there watching them getting them hits. She ain't stopping there to do that. She ain't break that up. She felt like he was getting exactly what he deserved. And as we know, when we see him look at Kelly Rowland, we seen a clip of him looking at Kelly Rowland like, oh God, another piece. Jay-Z always been Jay-Z. He's not gonna change. Beyonce, she know who she married, and it's too much money to divide up, so they sticking together. And then it's ridiculous. Now she's coming out with a rock and roll song. Girl, please go rest. You just came off of a horse. Go rest. The little car you was flying around almost fell off out the sky. Just go sit down somewhere. And him the same. He's always been that way. He's not gonna change. I don't care how many years you married to him. He's still gonna be Jay-Z. You still gonna be Beyonce. And I'm all for Solange. She needed to give him that kung fu kick. Because look how you disrespect my sister. Don't do that in front of me. If you're gonna do it behind my back, but don't do it in front of my face. And you think I'm not gonna say anything to you? You crazy. Yeah, he got exactly what he deserved. Yes, Wayne. Yes, a man can compliment a woman if that woman was not in place of me being there. If it's anything platonic, yeah, you see it all the time. Yeah, she looks good in it. I like her in it. But don't compliment a woman that I think that is known that you had an affair with in front of my face. But that's all I got.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
I agree with Katrina completely. I think it was the person that he was complimenting, and also as we don't know what he said to uh, Rachel or whatever her name was, Becky, but it was enough to make Solange pop off. I think Beyonce didn't react because she was aware that there were cameras in the elevator, but she allowed Solange to defend her as she should, as her sister. I didn't expect anything less from Solange to do that. And I agree. She knew who Jay-Z was when she got with him. And she knows how low key he does his dirt and what he do to maneuver and hide his wrongdoings. This rumor about him and that female Becky that's been out for some time. And like in my opinion said, they have already put their business out there in music. We she's good with it. Hey, she likes it. I love it. Um, I don't understand why this is all of a sudden a story again. And please don't tell me she's coming out with anything rock and roll. I wish they would start doing something in philanthropy and in education or community based. People can't continue to afford $2,000 concert tickets. So I do need Jay-Z and Beyonce to go away for a while. I think it's their time to sit down.
And I'm 50 gold. Thank you for reminding us. Allegedly is what we saying. So thank you, girl. Appreciate you.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that part of the issue is the money they claim they have. They don't have all that money, and I really think that is part of the issue. Um, I really think that is part of the issue. I'll just put that there and leave that there, and so forth and so on.
I
So
agree with you, Diva, because she come out with now she's trying to sell stuff for Christmas. Like, girl, people are standing in food lines. Be for real. People are standing in food lines. People need people to help pay light bills and light heat. And instead of y'all out there philandering and helping people, you trying to get money from the people. And I'm not saying nobody, they're not making anybody buy this stuff, but that would be the last thing I would do. You just came off this concert, and now you coming up talking about you finna do a rock and roll song. Girl, please. It's ridiculous.
okay, so let me just go ahead and roll into the next story. The next story I'm gonna do this Brian McKnight Backlash. We hear about evil people all the time because we do different regular stories where this one took this one's life, especially the stepbrother that allegedly took the life of his stepsister on a Carnival cruise. But this is like another level of evil, if you ask me, what Brian McKnight is doing. And I really just don't understand his point. But I will tell you this, he's been suffering in terms of his music, because I know they canceled him from being at one college because the people at the college just didn't want to have anything to do with him because of the way he's treating these children that he had with his, first wife, Julie McKnight. It's just very sad. So recently, Niko, their son Niko, had passed away from cancer. The older brother did a podcast and said that his younger brother called him before his death and was sobbing because he asked his father to just tell him he loved him. And Brian McKnight said, I can't say that to you. So Brian McKnight's ex-wife blasted saying his heartbreaking choice, not telling dying son Niko, I love you. Brian McKnight's ex-wife was heartbroken to hear the singer refuse to tell their son Niko, I love you, on his deathbed. Those words should come easily, freely, and often, Julie McKnight told Page 6 in an exclusive statement on Friday. And in Niko's case, lying on his sick bed, fighting through pain, fear, and uncertainty, he deserved that love spoken over him more than ever. The 54-year-old, who was married to Brian from 1990 to 2003, added that there is nothing more heartbreaking than hearing your child say that all they want is to simply hear his father say those three words. No child should have to long for something so basic, so pure, so necessary to human heart. So she continued. As his mother, hearing those words from him cut deeper than anything I could have ever imagined. It reminded me of how powerful love is and how deeply our children depend on it, especially in their most fragile moments, Julie noted. She only ever wanted Niko to feel safe, cherished, and unconditionally loved. Julie concluded, I pray that every parent understands the weight of their words, the importance of their presence, and the healing that love spoken and shown can bring. She and the Grammy nominee welcomed Brian Jr. and Niko, who died in May at age 32 during their time together. The former couple's eldest child exposed Brian's refusal to tell Niko he loved him in a recent interview with Mark Lamont Hill, calling it one of the darkest and coldest and most disheartening memories of his life. He claimed his brother called sobbing over the songwriter's response to his request, which allegedly was, "I can't arbitrarily say that I love you." Brian's rep has yet to respond to Page Six request for a comment. The American Music Award nominee has long been estranged from his and Julie's sons, revealing in 2024 that he does not claim Brian Jr. and Niko because he considers them a product of sin. Last year, Brian explained, in order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related to you. The musician even welcomed a baby boy with wife Leilani in 2023 and named him Brian Jr. Brian's Instagram bio states he also considers himself the father of stepchildren, Julia and Jack, as well as his other son that died in infancy. In addition to Brian Jr. and Niko, he leaves out daughter Brianna and son Clyde. When Niko revealed his cancer diagnosis in January 2024, Brian claimed he offered to help, but Julie demanded he stop, an allegation she labeled as a false narrative. A source tells us Brian did not contact or see Niko before his passing and did not reach out to the family afterward. The performer Mendoza and their kids held a private memorial in Maui, Bryant claimed, which I'm calling BS on, because if you can hold a memorial but you can't tell your son you love him on his deathbed, it just makes no sense. Julius, your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to just say it right here. Brian McKnight is the one who is the demon.
Mm-hmm.
I love it how these people who claim to be so reformed but when in reality, they're doing the work of the enemy. Your kids wasn't born out of wedlock. And if I'm right, wasn't he married to their mother?
He was.
So your kids was born in matrimony. Heavenly divine matrimony. And so I'm going to tell you this, Brian, as someone who is, and he's not going to listen to anything we have to say because we don't know him, but I'm going to say it anyway. What's done in the dark always comes to light. And I'm bringing this back to Cat Williams when he gave that Club Shay Shay interview. He basically, without saying so, the year of exposure. We're seeing all these celebrities and their darknesses be exposed. Brian can hide behind all these false pretenses all he wants to. But you are a deadbeat of a father. You're not at all a good musician like you think you are. And you're a coward. You always want to villainize and demean your ex-wife. Why? Because she chose to leave you and you're still bitter? She probably got sick of your bullcrap and she decided to leave you. That's probably why y'all uncoupled in 2003. And so I'm going to say this again. Stop using the Lord's name in vain. And your karma is coming. And I hope that Niko rests in peace.
Yeah, I hope so too. In my opinion, your thoughts?
You know what? We keep talking about this trash man. And every time I hear something about him, I remind myself, these are the evil people in the world that I'm glad I never had the chance to meet. To sit here and say, your blood is sinful, and to tell your child that you can't tell him, I love you, but then you can take somebody else's child and adopt them as your own. They ain't got a sin of your blood in them.
Come on now.
And you could tell them you love them. But this baby on his dying bed, you can't say that. You can tell a dog that, but you can't tell him that. You know what? I am glad that the Lord knew me very well. And he gave me the father for my kids that he gave me. Because that thing right there, I would have took them vows very seriously. He would have been 7 feet under. They would have had to knock him on down 1 more feet. 7 feet under.
Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I'm not big on the karma thing. However, I think he does have another son that he named Brian Jr., Brian McKnight.
Yeah, it is. It's the brother of Niko.
Yeah. He better hope that when his days come, he better hope that he's done right by that child, because he may get what he just gave to his son. And then rather with all your money or whatever you have, you live in, living plush in your last days, and they put you away in the nursing home and got your money. It happens all the time. People leave their parents in nursing homes, drop them off, don't go back to visit them, and spend up all their money. You better hope and pray that his son does right by him.
I appreciate you. Katrina, your thoughts?
You know, as they say, Diva, everybody can be a dad, but it take a true man to be a father. And you have to realize this. Okay, you got sons. Don't think you know these kids seeing how you treating their sisters and brothers. I mean, stepsisters and stepbrothers, whatever they are. And they seeing this like, why are we so special and we get treated this way and you treating them that way? How in the world are you even managing that? And that wife, she's no better, because there's no way that I would be married to a man and wouldn't make sure that his other kids is taken care of as well as mine, especially when one of them is losing their life. And I can't, and he didn't say anything to him. What type of woman that you're backing, that you got, that not even backing you to do the right thing?
That
As
part.
Felicia would say, she's for the streets as well. Because there's no way I'm gonna be married to a man and his child is dying, and I'm not there pushing him, telling him to go do that. I know you can't make nobody do anything, but there's no way that I will even be able to sleep knowing that I'm sleeping with this type of man. So what would you do to me? You saying that those kids was born in sin? What you do? What about mine? What you gonna do with mine? Because you're not mentally there. So I don't know what you got going on. And she's a fool. She's a fool. She's gonna get it in the end, because he's gonna end up changing on her. You watch what I tell you. You be coming back and saying, well, here we go, Brian McKnight left this wife, or she said he and did this and he and did that. This man is not stable. And she can't be too stable if she hanging around with him, because you are who you lay down with. That's all I got.
Ooh, child. Okay. Wayne, your thoughts? Did I come? I'm sorry. Savannah, your thoughts?
So this right here is a completely empty soul. Brian McKnight is just an empty person. I don't think it is within him to have any type of emotional attachment to the his prior children, and I'm speaking more than just Julie's kids, because I remember he had an issue with his daughter as well. I can't even imagine how broken that young man, knowing that he was about to transition and leave his physical body, leave Earth, and all he wanted was to hear the man that brought him into this world, that held him when he was young, probably taught him how to ride a bike or play ball, or just spent some moments with him between father and son. What Niko must have been thinking and feeling as he knew his days were numbered. I just hope that his room was full of love, from his mother and other family members that were there. But it was still, I'm almost certain that that young man died, passed on with a heavy heart. knowing that the one person he wanted there couldn't find it within themselves to make it about Niko and not him for once. And that's heartbreaking. So that lets me know that this Brian McKnight had absolutely no emotional attachment to any of his kids previously before this new relationship. I do believe in karma. I think he's going to get karma from those stepkids, honestly. And I'm glad that they are exposing him and pulling back the curtain on how empty this man is. So rest in peace. I think I'm gonna get Julie's book. I want to read Julie's book and see a little bit more about her story and what she had endured. Because for some reason they keep bringing this back into our group chat, and I think there's something there that we're just not uncovering yet of why this man is just so nasty and evil, and why is he so empty.
Yeah, I know you remember Savannah, but a long time ago, I used to do on Saturday book club. I think I might go to doing book club back on my channel on the Saturday. I'm gonna see if I could weave that back in, and maybe I will read her book. But you know what? I don't know. Like they say, when a person show you who they are, believe them. Brian McKnight has showed us over and over. And the only reason why this keeps coming back to the forefront for us is because that man even recently went back on somebody's podcast and he keeps saying that his children were made in sin. First of all, you were married. What are you talking about, sir? He's, in my opinion, he is sick. He's psychotic. He needs help. And even if you felt this way, what would be the need to constantly keep going to public platforms and saying these words out of your mouth? That is just beyond evil. He's just evil, if you ask me, evil. I'm going to go ahead and roll into this last story. We got to be careful about the people we meet online. Listen, you know what? I'll roll it back. We got to be careful about the people we meet, period. Vet people out before you go to places with them where it's going to be you and them, and you may not be able to defend yourself against said people. I'm going to share screen so we can get into this last story. So an influencer and hip-hop artist used fire-damaged Palisades mansion to lure in our woman, the cops said. A self-proclaimed hip-hop influencer allegedly used an abandoned mansion in the specific Palisades to lure in our multiple women, according to cops. Clifton Adams is charged with 3 counts of forcible R for alleged incidents which prosecutors say happened on June 29th, August 7th, and August 8th. He's also charged with assault. Adams allegedly told the woman he owned the house, getting them to the property and assaulting them, law enforcement sources told the Post. This I want to say in general as we go through this story. I will never understand what pleasure someone can get out of forcing someone to have relations with them. I don't get it, okay? The house had previously been evacuated by its owners due to smoke damage. Adams, a social media influencer who uses the handle Clinton Lord, has almost 400,000 followers on Instagram, is accused of breaking in and pretending he owned the place. The owners did not give him permission to be in their home, and LAPD detective Britt Hopkins, he was transient when we arrested him. He added, police released his picture in hopes other victims, which they believe are out there, will identify him. Adams' Instagram page shows pictures of him attending various industry events and performing shirtless. Music videos to his songs Anarchy and Dirty Dancing are featured on his YouTube page. He has been behind bars since his arrest on November the 19th. This is just deplorable for me. I'm sure there are probably other victims out there. I do hope that they come forward so that this man will not see the day of light again. Julius, your thoughts?
I hope he gets his karma.
Mm,
That's all I can say.
I got you. I ain't mad at you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Um, the people that try to take something from somebody that you haven't been granted, it is
Mhm.
baffling to me, and I really hate to say this, but I feel like they the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? Um, I pray that this man knows what it feels like to be somebody to take something from him.
Mm, mm. Wayne, your thoughts?
You're going to pass me on this one, David.
Okay. Katrina?
First of all, just because you see somebody on Instagram or influencer or whatsoever, why are you going to their house? You
Mm,
don't know who he got up in there. You don't know what he's planning on doing to you in there. Did he offer y'all some money? Because we already know the Instagram models, they just show them a couple of stacks and they go.
mm-hmm,
Because why are you just going to this person's house because you see him as an influencer on a YouTube streams?
mm-hmm,
You looking for trouble.
mm,
Didn't your parents ever tell you never go into the lion's den? Y'all was putting you putting yourself in that situation, and no person deserved to be R. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't know anything about this person. It's your first time meeting this person, and you go into their house. You don't know if you was gonna make it out that house. These people got to stop following the money and the influence and trying to get the bag and all that, because see, trying to get to that bag might have you in a graveyard. You need to know what you're doing and how you're doing it, and then look at him. I mean, come on. And y'all saying that he had all this money, he in this type of mansion, and then when you get to the mansion, you couldn't see that the mansion wasn't deserted or something. That would have been the first turn off right then and there. So I don't know how old these people were that he enticed them into this house or whatsoever. But parents, pay attention to your children and what they're doing on the Instagram streets. The BBLs, the Instagram models, it's all gone to their heads. And these men know this, so they can flash them a little money so they can go get some red bottoms or a Louis Vuitton, and they happy. But you don't know what's coming behind that Louis Vuitton and the red bottoms. You just better be careful. And whatever he get, he deserves to get it inside that jail cell. That's all I got.
mm. Listen, Savannah, your thoughts? Thank you, Katrina.
You don't know. I don't know what message we need to convey to our younger generation about danger. Everyone here on this panel is, I'm going to say, we grew up in the era where we were taught not to get in cars with strangers. And
Mm-hmm,
now you can just order a stranger on your phone and freely get in. You don't know what this person, what type of day they're having, what their record is, what's going on. And this generation has absolutely no sense of personal safety. And I have this conversation with my daughter all the time of, how she orders Ubers or where she goes, what spaces she goes into. And this generation, they operate with their neck down, looking down in their phone. That's their whole world. And if they see something on there, they want to be a part of it. They want to be in the know, in the click. I don't know what it is what message we need to convey and put on social media, TV, just like just say no to drugs or things that we grew up, those messages, that those subliminals that we learned. This generation needs to learn that everything that glitters ain't gold.
mm-hmm,
And y'all gotta pause and think before you get into these situations where you're hurt. Um, you can be essayed or even unalived. And it's just sad. These stories are getting more and more prevalent. And it doesn't have to be a mainstream rapper anymore. It could be a thousandaire and they'll go and get in a car with him. Oh, he got a nice car. They'll ride with him. I
mm-hmm.
just don't understand what message we need to convey. And it's not just girls, it's young boys too. They just do. There's no regard for their personal safety.
It's very sad. I hope people will begin to open their eyes because at an alarming rate. I just thought about the other day too. I got to do a follow up on this story. I got to see information where the young lady, remember, she left her house. She told her dad she was going to get gas, and then she met up with some guy. He ended up killing her. I gotta follow up with that story because I'm interested. I can't remember exactly what happened. I know they arrested the guy, but people in the house heard her being, he actually, I think he chopped up her body or whatever. But again, the point of the matter is to stop just trusting people and going with people and you don't even know them, and stop sleeping with people and they barely know your name. I don't know. We just have to go back to where we have, I don't want to use the wrong words, but where we care about self a little bit more, that we're not putting ourselves in crazy situations and just sleeping with anybody and doing whatever with whomever. And now you're a little more fortunate. I don't have an iPhone. I'm an Android trick, but there's ways now where other people can have your location all the time. And at the very least, if you're going to do some of this reckless behavior, have some, what do you call it? Come on, Val, stranger danger. Have some, some protections within your dangerous behavior. Make sure that one of your friends is always tracking your location when you're going out with one of these strangers. Tell your friend to give you a call by 11 p.m. or whatever. That's what I do with my girlfriends, even in my old age. Listen, call me at 11 to make sure I'm still alive. And if I pick up the phone and tell you I'm good or whatever, you could go to sleep or whatever. I don't know. But we got to get this thing together. Okay, Live 365, Walking on Sunshine. Is that the family app where you can constantly have a track of someone? I think we had talked about this before. Maybe we got to do a whole show on this because this is serious in these streets. Stay alive, people. Stay alive. Come on, thank you. That's the word, Fifi, discernment. We got to have something about us now. Come on. Now, I watched the entire 4-part docuseries on the reckoning of Diddy, and all I can say is wow. And although I truly believe in my heart 50 Cent just does not like Diddy, that's his nemesis, he didn't do a horrific job on that documentary. He did not. If you ask me, the Surviving R. Kelly was worse, right? And a lot of stuff in this documentary was stuff we heard before or seen before. It was just put together in a way that it's like, wow, I'm on episode 3. Yeah, wow, I was surprised. Yeah, and Kurt Burrows, do I feel for him? I think I'm going to do a whole recap on this with Roy here. Did I feel for Kurt Burrows, for all of y'all out there that actually watched the documentary? I do, but at the same time, when we are in a situation, we got to take some responsibility for what we allow, because Kurt Burrows alluded to or alleged that a lot of deviant stuff sexually happened between him and Sean Combs. But why did no one feel like they could tell this man no? That's another story. Maybe we'll deal with it tomorrow night. But as always, y'all, I truly appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Much love. Much love. I really do appreciate it. I love coming up here. I love my channel. I love doing these trending topics. And I've learned a lot personally just by doing these trending topics and doing shows every night. But listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If y'all ain't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo. Love y'all.
Love you.